This next topic is, how can you teach a duck to fly like an eagle? During the break time, I was thinking, how do ducks fly anyway? And I thought to myself, this beautiful duck and stuff like that. It's got that beautiful neon green chest. And, it goes a little bit above the water and it's just back down. But then when you see the eagles, they're like premium. They're like that hot car. They're flying up really high and swirling around. Duck can't ever get up there. Have you ever seen a duck above like the Kaaba circling around up in the sky? No, those are the eagles, right? Those are the eagles that fly high. How can you teach a duck to fly like an eagle? And the answer is, you can't. But the problem is people hire ducks and they put them into eagle positions. And they say, please fly like an eagle. And the person tries their best to fly as high as they can, but they just don't get the job done. All right? This is a critical component of your business and the people you're working with and stuff like that. And this is talking about creating a dream team around you. We've spoken about the organizational chart, right? And we spoke about different positions, and I said, what are those key positions? The VP of Finance, Marketing, Operations, who are they? And you might have actually put your name into positions. Or you might have mentioned your partner and stuck him into the marketing position, and he knows jack about marketing. He is a duck that you stuck into the VP of Marketing. Correct? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Naeem, right? You put a duck into marketing, doesn't even know how to use email, and basically it's like, please fly like an eagle. And it just doesn't work. Okay, it's not totally like that, right? It's just a little bit like that. So here's an example of the Olympic team, USA, the year was 1992, Barcelona, Spain. They had come together, and the Basketball Association had basically come up with a new rule that you could get professional players in the Olympics. That Olympic team, 1992 in Spain, basically had, the best players from the NBA had come into the Olympic team, and they destroyed all other Olympic teams. They destroyed them. Why? And they were termed the Dream Team, because they had all-stars. The problem with your business is you might start your business, you surround yourself with ducks, and you get crushed because you don't have a dream team. You haven't built, like every position you have a dream team. And this topic right here is how to get a dream team together. That the people you're working with are all eagles, and inshallah ta'ala, you are an eagle as well. Here's a diagram, okay? Here is you. Moving forward, right? So you're going along the path, building your business, making money and stuff like that. Now you have some team members. You will have a team member who is I don't know, just big head. You have one team member like this. You have one team member like this. And you have one team member. Right, this is a team member like this. Okay, so this is a team member. This is a team member. This is a team member. So let's start labeling them as A, B, and C. This is your A player. This is your B player. And this is your C player. This is how I would define it. When I have someone working next to me and working with me, I would draw this diagram for them. And I would say a C player to me is 2 steps behind me. A B player does what I tell them to do, and an A player is 2 steps ahead of me. Okay? So now explaining this, basically, if you've ever worked, you guys are working like maybe Islamic organizations, stuff like that, you told someone, can you please bring the prayer sheets? They show up at the event late, and they didn't bring the prayer sheets with them. What kind of a player are we dealing with? A C player, right? F player, but what's the C? They're 2 steps behind. Where does this prayer sheet? SubhanAllah, I had a late night, I didn't know, there's all this. They're 2 steps behind you, right? Show up at 9 o'clock, they show up at 9:35, all right? What? A C player, 2 steps behind you. And a lot of people, when they get involved, I remember asking someone, he's had a partnership, and I said, do you have some sort of filtering process for the partnership? The person says, no, anybody who wishes to volunteer, we let them volunteer. It's just like automatically like that. And I'm like, so you're going to be stuck with people who could possibly, they could be any one of these three categories, but they could very well be a C player. They say they want to volunteer, they want to help out, and then when you actually need their help, then they don't show up, they're 2 steps behind you. Then you have a B player, which is someone who does what you tell them to do. So imagine on this you're the chief operating officer, you tell the marketing person, can you send out an email? And they send it out. Everything's quiet. 1 week later, can you send out another email? They're like, okay. They send it out. What else do you need me to do? Yes, boss, I'll do it. So this person basically has made your life manual, right? So they only exist when you tell them to do things. When you don't tell them to do anything, they just don't do anything. And so this is a person who's walking. You can see the pain. Obviously, they're doing the work. Tell them to show up at a certain time, bring the parameter. They'll do it. But you always have to come up with creative ideas and work for them to do. They just sit around twiddling their thumbs. And like, why are you sitting around twiddling your thumbs? It's like, you didn't tell me to do anything. Do you guys work like that at your office? What position are you, Uzair, in your job? Yeah, Jazakallah khair. He didn't hear what I was talking about. Okay. And then you have the A players who are 2 steps ahead of you. So this is the person, can you bring prayer sheets? You want prayer sheets? They're already outside. Oh. Can you get some water? You want water? That's already there. Can you come you want me to be here at 9:15? I'll be here at 9 o'clock. I already set everything set. I'll be here at 9 o'clock. Cool. I like you. All right. A player, 2 steps ahead of you. Would you like to have a whole team of people like that? Yes, you would like it, but there's some more to it than that. Okay. In order to attract these people, someone will say for Al-Maghrib, what is it about Al-Maghrib that it attracts A players? People working like A players, and Al-Maghrib has this talent, alhamdulillah, bifadlillah, to gather people like this together. Different things. Number 1 is we have standards. So if someone doesn't match the standards, and here's something that I said, if we have like an Al-Maghrib city that doesn't reach the standards, so let's suppose our standard is 150 students, 200 students. What if we have a city that has 90 students? And I would sit with the team, are we willing to cancel this city? You bet we are. 90 students that care about the knowledge, they can go and study somewhere else because that's not our standard. We have an A player standard, not a B player, not a C player. That's what we're looking for. And once you set the standards and people say, oh, you're serious about these standards. If you have a bunch of workers, a bunch of eagles working together, you have 5 eagles and 1 duck. What do those 5 eagles do to the duck? They eat it alive. Like, who does this person? Are we hiring this person? They don't even show up for work. They do the work. And by the way, here's another way that I would measure this: is someone's working. Do they do the work? They do the work of how many people? Remember, you've been like in a student association. There's a sister that is in charge, and she's like worth 100 people. You guys know what I'm talking about? A sister that's worth 100 people. How many people are you worth? How many people are you worth? For some people, the number is they are worth 1 person. When I say 1 person, that would be someone like you hire them, and after you hire them, like for example, you hired someone for vice president of marketing, they're like, I don't know email marketing. Can we get someone for email marketing? They're like, oh, we got to hire someone else. And then that person doesn't even know, for example, home, mailing address marketing, direct marketing. They're like, you have to hire someone else for that. Each person is worth 1 person. You have to hire someone for every single task. Then you have people that are worth 10 people, right? Someone who's good in everything related to marketing. This is their skill. This is their niche. They like master it all the way down, everything related to it. They know about it. And they're worth like 10 people. And some people, mashallah, tabarakallah, they just excel beyond everyone. And they're worth like 100 people, right? And you have people like that. They market themselves. They make connections with people. They, give feedback. They're just so amazing. So they're A players. If you want to gather A players together, you have to have A player standards. Here's the thing about A players. A players do not work for C players. So you're like, I want to hire. There was like a masjid in some city, and they're like, they kicked out the imam, and the masjid's all messed up, and they're like, the only imam that we will hire is Sheikh bin Baz, rahimahullah. And number 1, he passed away. They don't even know this, right? Number 2 is, and this is a city in like Booniesville, USA. I'm like, Do you actually think Sheikh bin Baz will come and work for you and work for this masjid? Like, how could you be so arrogant to even think that, someone like that would come and want to work for you? Right? So people who are C players, and again, this is typical masjid where they say, we want to hire the greatest imam or the greatest principal for our school, and the greatest principals and greatest teachers don't want to work for them because they're C players. So the teachers, basically, in the end of the day, they hire someone from their home country that's exactly like them. They're a C player just like them. They can complain all they want, but you attract your like. So if you're C player, you'll attract C players. If you're an A player, then A players start to pay attention to you. So you have an A player visionary, an A player manager, A player technician. They all start to gravitate towards one another. Okay, number 2 is you have to be willing to wait for an A player. So a lot of people, they don't do any hiring or they don't go talent searching until someone quits. And when someone quits, then they're like, you know what? It's in the middle of the week. We need someone tomorrow. Do you think A players are sitting around unemployed? No, they have the best paying jobs. They're out there. They're the best. You have to wait till a contract ends for them. Something has changed in their life. You have to be willing to wait, and you have to scout and recruit them and spend time getting those A players. So for example, if you have an A player teacher, you have to wait till the school semester is over. You can't be in the middle of March, in the middle of February and try to hire an A player teacher. Obviously, they're busy. But you'd recruit people like that. You'd say, you know what, when the school's over in the summer, would you like to, your contract's over, would you like to come and work for us after that? So you're waiting for them. Number 3, you have to understand what motivates them. What motivates an A player? And it will be different. Are they motivated by money? And the answer is yes. A lot of them will be they judge their performance based on, how much money are they making. Some people, they like a paycheck. Other people like a percentage. You have to understand that they're different types of people. Some people just like the consistency and certainty of a paycheck coming in. Other people I don't want the paycheck. If I perform well, then I want to be paid for that. So you understand the differences. Some people like to get feedback. They like organization where someone's giving them feedback and responding to them. Other people, basically, they want to be left alone. I want to do my thing and just go. Don't bother me. Don't be giving me feedback all the time. So you understand how everybody works. Someone likes to be close to the family. Someone else likes to be, treated with luxury. All of this stuff. You understand what motivates an A player, and you're coming from different angles with them. And inshallah ta'ala, now you've made them happy. They've found what they're looking for, inshallah. Here's the thing as well, kind of like a downfall of the A players. A players are, difficult. So you think you're just going to get a bunch of A players together and they're going to keep quiet? No, they're going to see things wrong, they're going to complain, they're going to make noise. They're A players, and you have to know how to manage that, right? So you have an A player, and because they're an A player, they'll be abrasive. And if you have multiple abrasive people, your people skills have to be at the top. That's why the leader has to be an A player as well, because you can't deal with all these abrasive, one-man show type of people. You really know how to bring them, have to know how to bring them into a team and really, extract their talents. I gave the example, if you have 5 people, 4 of them are eagles, and 1 of them is a duck, what will they do to the duck? Eat him alive. Let's do the opposite. What if you have 4 ducks and you bring in an A player? Okay, he'll be a duck, but what will the ducks do? No, they will kick him out. You can call it eating, but the ducks will kick him out. So imagine you have an organization, everybody's lazy, lethargic, nobody's doing their work and stuff like that. All of a sudden, some guy comes in, crisp suit, and basically gets to work and ship everybody up and complains and says, this should be like this. What do? Can you keep quiet? Let's get rid of this guy. He's making too much trouble. Right? So the ducks will get rid of. So this is the downfall. When you make a hiring decision, it is so critical. In fact, I would say for Al-Maghrib, choosing the emir is the most important decision for the long-term success of a city. Actually, the short and medium and long-term all depends on the decision of who's going to be the emir. If you choose the wrong person, basically, how do you fire someone like that? They have the network. They're the ones who've been doing all the advertising and stuff like that. You chose the wrong people, the wrong network, and now the whole thing has collapsed. Other people in the same city don't want to take it because that's this person's responsibility, and the whole city goes down because of that wrong decision. A person who should have been a duck So it should have been an eagle. You got a duck in the position. They're doing their best, but that's just not the case. Okay, moving along. So that's the A players and building up your team.